Here we go. Pokemon Red Remastered, the speedrun, part 2. In the last video there, I just caught a Paris, and now I have all three of the Pokemon that I'm going to be using for the entire game. If you do not have all three Pokemon, go down into the grass right there, and in that grass location, you can catch Sandshrew as well as Sparrow. You're going to need at least one, a Pokemon to teach Fly to, and you're going to need something that's going to learn Cut, Strength, and Dig, and Paris or Sandshrew will do that function for us. So here we're just going to go straight to the Pokemart in Cerulean City, and this is the first instance where we can buy repels, and you're only going to need 3 repels for the entire game. Its only use is going to be for the Rock Tunnel. After the Rock Tunnel, there's a Pokemon Mart there where you can buy super repels, and that's what you're going to be using for the most part, is super repels, and they do 100 steps and repel only does 50 steps, so you're definitely going to want to stock up on super repels instead of repels, and repels only got that one function, and that's the Rock Tunnel. So I had to go to the Pokemon Center there because I was low on PPs for Mega Punch, and you need Mega Punch from Mount Moon. You need to take it here, and you need to beat Misty before going on the route to Bill. And so here we are in the second gym. Unlike the first gym, you have to fight this trainer here. And in the first gym, we could just go around and just go straight to the gym battle. Here, we got to fight this trainer that has GOLDEEN, and GOLDEEN knows Supersonic as well as Peck, and I mean, it's not too much of a problem because for the most part, Supersonic will miss, but it will hit every once in a while, and it does fucking suck, especially in the speed run while I gotta sit here and fucking watch time be wasted. But anyway, finally, you take out GOLDEEN, and now we can move on forward. And Misty is quite the problem in a lot of speed runs. You do, and if you're just going one thing through, you definitely run into a lot of problems with STARMIE. And Staryu's never a problem. She has Staryu, then STARMIE, and Staryu's never really a challenge, and you can usually just take him out really easy. But the problem is that you got to fight STARMIE here, and STARMIE has excellent stats, probably even better than Wartortle's, even by far, I'd say. But we just get those Mega Punches in for Staryu here. Not too much of a problem with Staryu. He should be pretty easy for the most part. But then we get STARMIE, and my strategy here for STARMIE is to use 3 to 4 tail whips, depending on if she uses X Defend or not. You want to get 3 tail whips in because that makes your Mega Punches more efficient. And when you're dealing with a move such as Mega Punch that is a hit and miss fucking deal, you never know if that shit's gonna hit or miss. And so I mean, you want to get 3 to 4 in there. It's looking all right. It's gonna be a 3-hit kill with Mega Punch because she did get X accuracy or X Defend in right when I was starting to punch her. And I mean, that was an absolutely excellent battle. I can't complain with that. And that's how you generally would want it to go. Definitely going to need to use tail whips for the STARMIE. And after we beat Misty, she gives you Bubblebeam. You're just going to want to go ahead and teach that Bubblebeam right away, because that is our best. Bubblebeam is going to be our best move until we get to Koga and Safari Zone, which is where the surf is located. But Bubblebeam is definitely our best move at this point, and definitely going to be needing that. And so now I'm going to stop by the Pokemon Center a second time. I do not recommend going to the Pokemon Center twice. Try to only go to this Pokemon Center once if you can in a speed run, but I'm trying to manage as many potions as I can, and that's why I don't want to go back to the Pokemon Mart and buy more more potions, because you're going to be buying super potions after this, and that's going to be a lot more useful than potions. And the reason why you need to go to that Pokemon Center at least once is because you're going to need to dig back, and once you get the bike voucher in the next city, and Basically, Dig's function is that it will take you back to the last Pokemon Center that you visited, and that's why you want to visit the Cerulean City Pokemon Center, because you're going to want to dig back there so that you can get the bike, and then you can go right to the rock tunnel afterwards. So here we have Gary, and this is kind of the first challenging, battle that he kind of presents here. And first off, we got PIDGEOTTO, and he's got Sand Attack, Gust, all that kind of shit. He can be a problem sometimes if he gets those Sand Attacks on you, which he didn't, luckily. But then we got Abra. You want to use a physical move for him, an attack move, because his special is always going to be cranked up. So you're going to have to use a physical move for any, special type Pokemon such as Abra like that. And here we take out RATTATA as well. Now we've got Bulbasaur, and now that's pretty much the biggest problem here, because Bulbasaur now he's got Vine Whip, and as well as Leech Seed and a few other things. But hopefully those Mega Punches don't miss. You just get them right in, and you defeat the fuck out of him, and that's how you want the battle to go there. And that was excellent. And, now he's going to brag some more about his Pokédex or whatnot and be the dick that he is, and, this and that, and I've got more shit that... Smell you later! There he was. And now we head on over to the Nugget Bridge, and you got to fight these 5 trainers that are associated with the Team Rocket here on the Nugget Bridge, and to move on forward to Bill. And I suggest getting Bubblebeam for this part, because you should be getting one-hit KOs with Bubblebeam from now on. There's only a few instances where Bubblebeam is not going to give you a one-hit KO. I mean, that's definitely what you want to be using for the speed run is Bubblebeam, and you definitely want to be getting one-hit KOs most of the time. You don't want to have them get an attack in or whatnot. You don't want to have the battle, take longer than it needs to. So, here we are with the last. She has Pidgey, and Pidgey, no Sand Attack. Hopefully you just get that Bubblebeam in right away. He also has Quick Attack, which a lot of times he'll get a little bit of damage in there. But, I'd rather have Quick Attack than, be Sand Attack. And here's the female Nidoran. Usually they sometimes survive Bubblebeam. That right there, it was excellent. It was a one-hit KO. That's definitely what you're gonna want. And everything seems to be going quite nicely here for me so far. And here we have another Rattata. Just keep on using those bubbles. Those bubble beams will, for the most part, kill everything in one hit. And it's absolutely what you're going to want. Here we have another Ekans. Bubblebeam again should one-hit KO him, especially if it's crit like that. Now we have Zubat, and I'm just going to go ahead and use Mega Punch, because that should one-hit kill as well. And you want to kind of manage your Bubblebeam PPs at this point, because you want as many of those as you can down the road, because that's going to be your most efficient move. Here we are with another Lass, and of course she's got a couple more Pidgeys, and you just want to go ahead and, hopefully those Bubble Beams kill in one, but usually they don't. And then Sand Attack failed there. That's excellent, because, I could have been missing some shit, and usually this is where you get Sand Attack too. And, good thing that thing failed right there, and everything's just going so smoothly here. Here we are with the female Nidoran. As I said before, they survive your Bubble Beams a lot, so a lot of times they're going to take 2 hits. They're really the only occasion where you're not going to get a one-hit KO. And here you're probably going to want to heal here, because you got Mankey coming up next, and a lot of times he can get critical hits with his Karate Chop and stuff. So I mean that's probably the point where you want to heal at. That's where I would say 90% of the time you want to get those heals in there. And he's just going to go ahead and send that Mankey out. Your best option is going to be Bubblebeam. of course, and you know, the reason why is because sometimes also it'll lower their speed a lot of times, and that's why another reason why Bubblebeam is so devastating is because, you know, a lot of times you can lower the opponent's speed and, you know, get those first hits in a lot, and, you know, you definitely want that. So now we've gone through Nugget Road. This guy right here, he is a Rocket member. He asks you to join the Team Rocket. You know, we're gonna rule the world. You know, we're gonna, you know, steal Pokemon and do this and that. But this kid Ash, he's a really good kid, and, you know, he wants to do good. And he's like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking drink the evil juices with you. I'm not gonna, you know, stir in the brew your evil potions and shit. And he's got a lot of integrity and shit. And he's one of those kids that, you know, he's not gonna turn evil and shit. Yeah, here we just missed that fucking Mega Punch. That's why I hate Mega Punch a lot, but, you know, we're not going to have to use it very much after this point. And I like to use Mega Punch there because I'd rather save as many Bubble Beams as we can for the later, you know, stages of the game. And so now we've gotten through Nugget Road, and now we're heading on over to Bill's house, and right here we have a hiker, and this right here is going to be the easiest fight, you know, in a while, because all he has is Onyx, and, you know, a sure bet with Water Gun here. Always one hit KO. You know, nothing to worry about here. And I'm just going to go ahead and take him out. Level up, you know, that's always good. And next we're going to have the last down there, and she has a male and a female Nidoran, and sometimes the female survives. From what I see, the males are more offensive and, you know, they have better attack and defense, but the females have the better special, and that's why a lot of times they'll survive your Bubble Beams, and that's why the females are more, you know, tricked, because they're better with the specials. But good thing I got a critical hit there, so it was a, you know, sure deal that I got the female out the way. So that's what you're gonna want to do there, and just gonna take an extra step so that we can talk to this guy, this hiker here, and not use the exclamation marks. As I said before, the exclamation marks take like what, a full second, and you don't want to do that in speed run. So this hiker here, he's got 3 GEODUDEs, which are all, you know, easy bubble wins, and after this fight, you know, you're going to be learning Bite as well, and we're gonna replace Bubble with Bite after this fight here, and he's gonna send out Machop. You're gonna want to use Bubble Beam for him. You know, a Bubble Beam there, and it should take him out. One hit KO every time. Because you want to get those one-hit kills. That's the idea. And just win this battle. We're going to level up again. And now we're going to learn Bite. We're going to replace Bubble because I'd rather have Bite and Body Slam at the same time. You know, I'm going to replace Mega Punch with Body Slam. Then we're going to have Bite, Body Slam, Water Gun, and Bubble Beam for a little bit there. Those are going to be the 4 main moves. And so nothing challenging up here. Just, you know, some easy trainer battles that will give you experience, and this, you know, just a little part that you have to do through the game. You know, you might as well get that experience here. So now we're going to test out those bites and see how they do. And, you know, a lot of times you can get flinches with those bites, and that's why it's a very good move to have. It's great in speedruns, because if you flinch the opponent, then they don't, you know, it skips over their attack, and you just go straight to your shit. And, you know, unfortunately there, Pidgey survived, and we're just going to go ahead and keep on biting through. And, you know, I should have probably used Bubble Beam. What the hell was I thinking? But because now, you know, just keep on using that until we get Bite in finally. And here's the second Oddish. The fucking sand attack that Pidgey got on me was completely fucked me around here. And that's, I mean, you probably want to take that Pidgey out with the Bubblebeam if you can, because that Pidgey's the biggest problem in that fight there. I should have planned ahead there. But I did want to save Bubble Beams for later on. I suppose the Bubble Beams could be more useful anyway, so here we just go ahead and enter Bill's house. He has been changed into a Kabuto, and you know, I pushed the wrong button there. Do not do that, but it doesn't really matter. If you hit yes or no, he's still going to go on the machine anyway. And it just kind of is. He says a little something funnier there. You're going to want to fucking change him back into a human. He's going to give you the SSN ticket, and that's the whole reason for this, and it allows you to progress through the door, the next part, and now we can just progress on through. And here, this is going to be the only use for the escape rope, so just go ahead, open up that inventory and get the escape rope out and use it, and it's going to take you back to the last Pokemon Center you've been to. Again, why you have to go to that Pokemon Center right there, and we're just going to go ahead and continue forward. And now that we've gone through Bill, we can go in through here into this house, and now we've got a Team Rocket member that's, you know, standing outside the house suspiciously, like, no man, I didn't rob the house. Come on now, you know I'm good for it. I didn't rob the house. But clearly he's a bad guy, and clearly he fucking, you know, stole the TM dig, and just gonna want to take him out. That's why I have a Bubble Beam here, you know. He gets karate chop in, and it was kind of devastating there. And you're going to want to use a physical move, so we're going to go ahead and use Bite for DROWZEE because his special's good. He got a pound in, but I'm still alive, so no big deal. You know, I'm that risk taker that, you know, I'll play on the edge. Fuck it. And here we got Dig. So, I mean, you're just going to want to continue downward like this, and I'm going to have to heal, you know, at some point. I'll get it in here. But you want to go down this lane right here, this crevice to the right of the Pokemon breeder. Just right down there, because that house or whatever, you know, that dungeon is blocking your way, and that's the fastest way to go down there. And here's the underground tunnel. You know, just nice little walk through. Nothing to worry about here. Just go straight to the fucking staircase. And here we are with this part. I'm just going to go ahead and heal, because I know I'm going to be needing, you know, as much health as I can for the SSN here. And I'm just going to go ahead and talk to the lass, as opposed to walking by her, because I said before, those exclamation marks will take you more time. Here, this is why you're going to need some extra bubble beams, because these Pidgeys know sand attack as well, and you definitely want to get those bubble beams in here, and it should give you one-hit kill. You know, you should have good enough stats at this point where you should be getting one-hit kills with bubble beam. And so that's what you're going to want to use here for these 3 level 16 Pidgeys. And nice little level up again. And take out the last Pidgey. He gets his fucking sand attack in. No big deal. So take out that junior trainer. Go down here. Her little boyfriend or whatever the fuck. You know, this guy. He's got Sparrow and Eradicate. I'm all out of Bubble Beam, so we're just going to go ahead and use Bite at this point. Because I would not use Mega Punch, because that's going to miss a lot of times. You know, you don't want something that's on the edge like that could potentially miss and shit. So just going to go ahead and Bite through this motherfucker. You know, you could get a flinch there. It could happen. That's why Bite is, you know, always going to be a good choice, a good selection of move. And just take out that junior trainer. He's not a big problem. Now we're in the next city, and just gonna go straight to the Pokemart here, and we can now buy super potions and Just gonna yank that shit, buy as many super potions as I can. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and manage some shit and put that super potion up front. Not, you know, because potion's really not gonna have a use after this. You might as well, you know, use that last potion and use it to get it in that slot there. And now we're gonna board the SS Anne. We got the SS Anne ticket. We got that ticket. Just go straight on in. And then once we're in here, we're gonna go 4 doors to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down in here. And you're gonna want to fight this trainer who has a male Nidoran, level 21. You know, might take a few hits or so, but you're gonna want to get the TM8 that's in this room, and so you just want to go ahead and bite through him. And you know, we're definitely gonna want that TM8 because that's Body Slam, and you know that's one of my best moves at this point. He fucking poisoned me there. I know that's probably the worst thing he could have done is poison me, and it happened. So. Now we're just going to go ahead and use the antidote that we have left. Hopefully I don't get poisoned again at any point. I'm going to go on down and teach Body Slam to your Wartortle, and you're going to want to get rid of Mega Punch. Yes, baby. Get rid of that fucking Mega Punch because Body Slam I'm pretty sure is 100% accuracy, and if not it's 95, and you know, it has extremely high attack, and on top of that, you can also paralyze your enemy a lot of times, and that'll slow him down as well as make his moves non-effective a lot of times. So it's a great move, Body Slam, and that's why I'm going to be using that the entire game. That's my first permanent, you know, move at this point. I'm going to be deleting the other 3 moves. Body Slam is the first permanent move that I have here, and I'm going to show you its potential right now with Gary. And this is the second fight, or the third fight with Gary, I believe, and it's on the SS Anne. It's going to want to Body Slam his ass, and you know, there was a crit for him. And I'm telling you, Body Slam is going to fuck shit up at this point, and it's definitely the move you're going to want to be using here. Because, I mean, Raticate got Hyper Fang in. I believe Hyper Fang takes out half your health, and I had a good amount of health there, which he fucked me over. And KADABRA has now evolved from Anabra, and now he has Confusion. It could be a problem. And then now he's got Ivysaur, and you know, I've paralyzed him. He got Leech Seed in there, no big deal. Leech Seed is not going to do shit for his ass, and that was Gary for you with Body Slam, and that's why you want Body Slam there. It fucks shit up, it wrecks shit, and then you want Body Slam. I'm going to be using it the entire game. You know, you're just going to be saying shit like that for the rest of the game with Body Slam. And the reason why you need to go to the SS Anne is you need to get TM8 Body Slam there, and you need to get to the captain here, rub his back, and then he will give you Cut. And then you're going to want to go ahead and, you know, heal up or whatever, and then go down to those moves that you got. I'm going to go ahead and teach Dig as the first move on my mushroom, and then we're going to go down, and now we have Cut. Teach that to your, you know, Sandshrew or Paris, whatever you got for your bench. And that wraps things up for the SS Anne, and that, you know, that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing for the second video here. We're going to watch the ship take off, and then I'll save it again. And that concludes my second video there. It was everything went very well, you know, minor mistakes here and there. You know, you could probably wouldn't even be able to tell what I did wrong there. Just a few things that might have gone faster, you know, how I did something else. But in the next video, we're going to cover Lieutenant Surge in the rock tunnel. And let me kind of start explaining by that Lieutenant Surge, you're going to have to deal with a bunch of garbage cans and try, you know, keep on guessing and checking until you finally get those damn body, you know, those fucking trash cans correctly. You need the first and the second switch, and you need to find the right, you know, maneuver and shit. But that will wrap up my second video. Stay tuned for the third, and we will continue on and with this speed run.